Underneath the roaring freeway at Chicano Park, surrounded by murals of resistance, a team of 7 gathers. The Fire Coyotes. Diverse Indigenous ancestry, all genders and ages, 8 years old to gray-haired. Schools don't teach ulama. There's no manual for how to warm up. So they get creative, inventing drills that focus on their hips, the only body part allowed to hit the ball. They count off in Nahuatl, an Aztec language, as they stretch. They wrap leather around their midsection to protect their body from the 8-pound rubber ball, and a faja, woven belt, to protect their spirit. They sweep the pavement free of glass and practice diving onto it one-handed to save a low bouncing ball. They burn sage, ask their ancestors for permission to play their sport, and start the music. The drumbeat uniting players with the earth's heartbeat. And the game begins. Each side fights with their hips to keep the ball from crossing the line behind them. It's more than just a game. For thousands of years, Indigenous people across Mesoamerica played ulama to settle conflict and connect with divine forces. Catholic conquistadors banned the sport. Now, half a millennia later, teams are forming again in Central America and the US. The Fire Coyotes director, Eduardo Santiago, calls it decolonizing through movement.
As we are asking ourselves, why did these things about us go away? As we are realizing that brown is beautiful, as we are revitalizing our culture, there will be next generations of ulama.
Santiago first saw the sport on YouTube a few years ago. He dreamed of bringing it to San Diego. Then, last year, he heard there would be ulama at a cultural exchange between Las Vegas and cities in the Yucatan the next day.
And after my graveyard shift that morning, I took a drive to Vegas from San Diego.
There, Santiago met a team that practiced in the San Fernando Valley. He started driving 5 hours every weekend to train with them and learn the sport. Then he invited some of his friends to play in San Diego, including Michelle Sepulveda.
Well, that's my government name. And my indigenous name is Bagua Inaru, which in the Taino Arawak means woman of the ocean, woman of the sea, element of water.
Sepulveda grew up in Puerto Rico. She tears up describing the honor of bringing the sport out of her childhood history book and onto the pavement. I ask her if the sport has always been co-ed, but the question itself was rooted in colonized thinking.
Yes, of course, because I'm sorry, the Tainos, in my culture, we don't have difference between female and male. We are just Boricuas.
Sepulveda lives with lupus and fibromyalgia. She says ulama has given her a reason to wake up every morning. The persistence connects her with her enslaved ancestors who played the sport during their breaks from the field.
Because imagine my ancestors pushed through even when they were playing this, in the sugar fields, just playing bomba and remembering who they truly were.
She dreams of a real ulama court at Chicano Park, and one day bringing ulama back to her island. To her, the sport is both childlike joy and ongoing indigenous resistance.
We still, till this day, libre. We want our liberty. We want to be recognized, to be acknowledged that, that Taino, I do exist.
The team will be formally inaugurated this Saturday at Chicano Park. Santiago says another team is already forming in Yuma, Arizona. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.